Will cryptocurrency replace the US dollar? In today's video, I'm going to break down the US dollar since 1913, the deflation 99%. We're also going to break down the benefits of cryptocurrency, why they're now calling it a flight to quality. I think it's very important that we understand at a very deep level that our monetary system is switching as we know it. My name is Coach JV. I've spent the last 7 years of my life studying macro and microeconomics and how I can help my family transition into this brave new financial world. We've helped hundreds of people understand how I pull from the left side of the risk pyramid, high risk, high return cryptocurrency. Remember, it's very high risk, high return. I pull it down. I ensure my family and my wealth. Description of this video, you can set up a needs assessment with my team. We'll put you with the right team member, or click my bio to set up a needs assessment. Let's dive in. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at is the actual deflation of the US dollar since 1913. Now remember, the Federal Reserve was created in 1913 on Jekyll Island. A great book to read is The Creature of Jekyll Island. So you can dive in to understand what the Federal Reserve is. The Federal Reserve was created to control money supply and the job markets. So their job is to control money supply and job markets. So since their inception, since 1913, you can see this chart, and this stops at 2020 right here. Okay, so it stops at 2020. You know what happened in 2020? The whole world got shut down and they turned the printing machine on full blast. We've had a cumulative inflation of 19% since 2020, and your buying power went down from, if you made 100K, down to about $91,000 a year. The average American needs to make $150,000 a year to be middle class. So I don't know. You can comment down below. How are they going to fix this? They can turn the printing machine on full blast, but that devalues the dollar even more. But we have some things that are happening that are completely different from what our grandparents and our parents went through. Our debt to income ratio is negative in America. We have more debt than we have income. Every single dollar in the system is someone else's debt. And we have a transition over 100 years now of a new innovative currency called cryptocurrency. Okay, so now we're going to dive into what are the advantages, and I'm going to focus on Bitcoin specifically. So you have Bitcoin, okay, which is a cryptocurrency, and then you have altcoins, which are all other cryptocurrencies. Okay, pretty simple. So like XRP, Ethereum, Solana, HBAR, CRO, all these different tokens are all alternative tokens. Now, the reason why we're going to talk about Bitcoin specifically, because Bitcoin drives the market. Bitcoin dominance manages everything. Bitcoin's inception, this is key, write this down, was in 2009, January. And the same thing that happened in January 2009, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa came together to form BRICS. And since then, they've been working to de-dollarize, and they've really ramped it up in 2023. So the major advantages of Bitcoin, the greater financial control, because Bitcoin is decentralized, you have greater financial controls of individual and not controlled by a central authority. Individuals have greater control over their own funds. They can access their own on any device connected to the internet and make transactions without the need of a bank or a financial institution. It removes the middle party, okay? Faster, cheaper transactions, increased security, global accessibility. Bitcoin can be used anywhere in the world, making it an attractive option for individuals who want to make international payments and transfer, and I'll share my narrative around this. Potential long-term growth. This is where I'm really focused on, is long-term growth. I'm not going to be using my Bitcoin to transact. I'm going to be holding my Bitcoin as a store of value like gold. It's a long-term hold for me, and there's a reason why. 80% of the supply has not moved, okay? There's only 20% left. They can't print more of it. Think about it, 80% of the supply has not moved. They can't print more of it. And the more people buy it, the more scarce it becomes, the more valuable it becomes. Okay, so let's take a look back really quickly. And let's look at the US dollar. This is the US dollar that's dominating all their currencies. There's no value other than our belief in it. This, every time somebody buys it, it gets more scarce and it becomes more value. Okay, so what's also happening right now is, you'll see this article here, is that countries are getting exposure. 20 countries with the highest cryptocurrency adoption right now. Let's see right here. It goes into, you got Morocco, okay? They're number 20, Canada, Ukraine, United Kingdom, Bangladesh, Argentina, Turkey, Japan. But you're going to notice something. Thailand, see how it's like 9%, 6%, 6%, 4%, 5%. Okay, this is exciting news. Philippines, 13%, Pakistan, 6%. The beauty in that is only 5% of the population has exposure to cryptocurrency. Think about that. That is how much growth is going to come into this market. And I'm not telling you to go run off and, take your money out of a bank and do that stuff. The US dollar, I don't believe, is going to collapse. But we have to be realistic and look at the facts, figures, numbers, logic. What are they going to do with this US dollar? How are they going to bring the value back to it? Okay. So we can sit here and argue all day, or we can look at what they're actually doing. So Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, the BRICS created their own payment system based on digital currencies and blockchain. Okay. The BRICS grouping will create payment system based on blockchain. They're creating it right now. The effort is part of a specific task for this year, increase the role of BRICS International in the monetary system. The 5 nations comprised of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa will work to create payment system based on blockchain digital technologies. And the reason why they're doing this is working to get off the dollar settlement. Okay. So the effort is part of specific tasks for this year to increase the role of BRICS in the international monetary system. For some time, the BRICS grouping has been making efforts to reduce its resilience on the US dollar in settlement, also known as de-dollarization. So first, we saw the visualization of the decrease of the dollar since 1913 when the Federal Reserve was created. If you watched my yesterday's video, I told you how Jerome Powell is uncertain about our future. The benefits of cryptocurrency: it's not a centralized party. You control your monetary system. It's global. There's no borders. You have 20 countries that are accumulating about 5% of their population has access to it. Okay. You have Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, de-dollarizing. Remember, the only thing that gives the US dollar value was the petrodollar since 1974, because we detached from the gold standard in 1971. And then, interesting enough, the very people who called it a pet rock, the very people who said it was used for money laundering, changed their tone last year. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink seeing client demand for cryptocurrency around the world. And that's very different from what he said years ago. Rumors about spot Bitcoin ETF arise. This is in 2023. Now we know it's here. We have the Ethereum ETF now. We have the last month. House is all on board now. We had our first crypto bill pass the Senate. Things are radically transforming. So rumors about spot Bitcoin ETF approvals aside, Fink called it, the recent rally, a flight to quality. So the largest asset manager in the world, think about that, who's on the board of trustees for the World Economic Forum, says that Bitcoin is now a flight to quality. He's here in America, guys. So are you going to listen to CNN, Fox News, or the largest asset manager in the world that has 10.1 trillion under management, bigger than most countries' GDP? The countries are responding. The big asset managers are responding. CEOs of banks are quitting in droves right now. There is something coming, family. Something coming. So I just want to show you the comparison. I'm just going to speak as if people don't, know the difference between fiat and cryptocurrency. So comparing fiat is physical, right? It's physical. You have it in your hand. It's issued by a government. It has a centralized monetary. It's centralized. It's monitored by government through the Fed, central banks. It has an unlimited supply. That's the problem. Since 1971, we detached from the gold standard. It has an unlimited supply, and they printed more money than in history from 2020 to 2022, and it's restricted by borders. Okay, so I'm right now, as you're listening to this, I'm actually in Peru. These are pre-recorded videos, so I'm actually in Peru, and I have to exchange my money into soles in order to transact there, right? Cryptocurrency drops those borders. It's digital, generated by computers. It's decentralized. No one can control it. It has a limited supply, which makes it valuable, and it's unseizable for this moment in time. Okay. So now you might be saying, well, gosh, that's the advent of, the mark of the beast, digital currencies, guys. Everybody use online banking. We use face ID to open your stuff. We're in the digital age, guys. You're not going to stop that. People say, the digital currency is the mark of the beast. Well, fiat, what is that? It's fake money. It's literally fake money since 1971. The dollar you're holding in your hand is fake. There is no value to it other than your belief system in it. So what I did is I got rid of all the tribalism, and I'm just like, hey, what can I do to help my family navigate through this? So what I did is I invested in a speculative asset called cryptocurrency, right? It's still very, very speculative. We don't have full regulation. We're going into a big bull run coming up in about 6 to 7 months. Okay. And I pull from the left side of the risk pyramid, high risk, high return. I'm holding 50% long-term for legacy. That'll be my Rockefeller Trust waterfall system. I'll pull 50% on the way up as everybody's coming in, and I pull it down and I insure my money. That's how I do it. I max fund my policies. I also invest more in my companies. We're innovating into AI technology, attention, information, and education. Okay. I'm going to be using Bitcoin as my gold, silver for barterability. I don't have a ton of silver, just silver as barterability. And then we're going into real estate. Okay. That's where we're heading into. So we're building a team of expertise so that we can go into 2024 and 2025 into multifamily. So how do I exit the market? So I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin. You can download it 30 days for free in my bio here or in the description of this video, where it's basically it's an interface. We don't hold your keys or combos. It shows you all your crypto in one place. And then our customer service will help you go through and understand what an exit plan is. Now, everybody has different entry targets and exit targets, but it's important to have a plan. That's the key. Number one, we have to have financial literacy. Number two, you have to develop financial discipline. Number three is we have to learn how to earn. Number four, we have to learn where to put that earned money. And number five, you have to learn how to protect. Okay. Everybody's trying to skip to number four, which is earn. But if you don't know how the money works, if you don't have financial discipline and you don't know how to protect it and grow it, you're going to end up in the same situation. If you don't rewire the foundation, you're going to end up in the same situation every single time. So I hope this information reaches you well. There's tons of resources. You can fill out a needs assessment in my bio or in the description of this video down below. And I hope this information reaches you and your family well. I love you very much. Appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.